Portland, Oregon is located in Multnomah County, and the county last week announced that there is a $104 million shortfall in the budget for homelessness. Yes, the homelessness crisis is still a mess in Portland, and if you want to see why allowing leftist policies to continue to run wild in your city and your communities, look no further than this story. I'm going to break it all down. Let's go. How's it going, guys? David Medina here. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me across all social media at David Medina PDX, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and did I say X? I don't know if I said X. Anyways, it's a Monday. It's a Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. Let's just jump right into this story. And so this actually was broke on Friday. And, you know, I'm reading up on it and I'm looking at the reactions around social media. And if you don't live in Oregon, you need to pay attention to this, because when you allow leftist policies to just run your city for years and years and years, this is what you get. You get incompetence and you get stuff like this. I cannot believe, out of all of the money that has been pumped into homelessness, out of all the taxes that have been passed in Oregon to address this issue, out of all the plans, you know, you had Measure 110 that allowed hard drugs to be used in Portland to try to, you know, they took that, like, I think it was from it was some Latin America or South American country where they took the model for, well, if we just let people have access to drugs and decriminalize it, then, you know, studies actually show. No, it didn't show. It made the problem worse. It made drugs worse. People from outside Oregon flocked into Portland when they started loosening the laws on homelessness and drugs. And it's just, guys, this is what you get when you vote for these people that don't know what they're doing, or they do know what they're doing and they're purposely destroying our city and our state. But this was announced on Friday. Homeless services in Multnomah County, that is the county that Portland, Oregon is in. That's the county that goes deep blue every single election. It faces cuts as officials anticipate a $104 million shortfall. There's a video by KGW right here. Instead of kind of watching it, I
These
downloaded
cuts
it,
will result in
and we can watch this right here. Let's watch it.
increased homelessness and suffering for our community.
Multnomah County Chair Jessica Vega Peterson warning of potential impacts to homeless programs as the county is facing a budget gap of $104 million for its homeless services department. It's a deficit the county chair called catastrophic.
Where's the money going?
Today. She says if Metro or the state don't step in with funding, deep cuts will have to be made. In the neighborhood of 25%.
Did you hear that? So if Metro, so they're saying if Metro or the state of Oregon, that's so if the taxpayer doesn't step in and cover this, that there's going to be massive cuts. 25% is going to be for the homeless, for 25 massive cuts. So they want all of us to foot the bill for their mismanagement and their inability to balance their budget and make sure the money goes into the right places. I mean, this is insane. This is what you guys keep voting for in Portland.
To the county's homeless services, meaning hundreds of shelter beds could close, outreach programs eliminated, rent assistance erased. The list goes on. Ultimately, she says, leaving more people on the streets.
Taxpayers want to see us pick up the
Look at the glasses too. I mean, the glasses are exactly what you would expect from somebody that's a leftist radical running their county and their community into the ground. Look at this.
pace of progress and continue working together. This will not be possible if we are forced to make the drastic cuts that are on the horizon.
So the reason for the shortfall? An expected reduction in the amount of supportive housing services tax dollars, or SHS funds, that come from regional government.
Are you sure it wasn't a bunch of people flooding into our county because you guys passed policies and passed laws like decriminalizing hard drugs and allowing law and order in Portland, tying the hands of police behind their back on actually enforcing it, causing police officers to leave the Portland Police Department, causing there to be a shortage of officers? Are you sure that doesn't have something to do with it, that your guys' policies are coming back to bite us in the butt?
Metro. The SHS tax is a 1% tax that applies to income above $125,000 for individuals, or income above $200,000 for couples filing jointly. There's also a 1% business income tax on certain companies. The county says the SHS tax revenue is $21 million lower than expected for the upcoming fiscal year, calling the tax volatile in nature. Plus, the county also says they're facing an overall general fund shortfall of $21 million, forcing most county departments to consider a 12% cut.
And I want to give the governor of Oregon a little bit of credit here, because I'm going to show you her comments here, or they're going to show her comments here in just a sec. And she's being like, I have questions before I send any money to you, before I ask the legislator or have any money sent to you. I have questions. Like, you're going to answer questions on like, where is this money gone? So I give the governor a little bit of credit here.
Chair Vega Peterson warns these cuts, particularly the ones to homeless services, will have an impact on our neighbors.
I also believe deep cuts in Multnomah County services will have serious impacts on residents in Washington and Clackamas counties.
Get her out.
For that
Get them
reason,
out.
I have asked our
Let's
regional
elect new
partners,
people.
Washington County and Clackamas County, to join us in conversation to address near-term and longer-term regional funding challenges so we can help maintain services together.
Oh.
Chair Vega Peterson now asking the state and Metro to help fill the gap. She wants $55 million from the state and $30 million from Metro.
Oh.
According to Multnomah County, they have 20% of the state's population, but serve more than 40% of the state's homeless population.
They wonder why people are leaving Oregon.
This morning, I've sent letters
of
to
people
the
like
state
this.
of Oregon and Metro requesting that they each provide more resources to prevent devastating cuts to life-saving.
I mean, like, where's the money going? Are they buying like every single homeless person a Ferrari or something? Like, where is the money going? You know how much money has been poured into Portland for the homelessness problem? How many bills have been passed?
I do want to be clear that I'm asking for existing resources that have already been raised from taxpayer dollars.
360
and do
has a
not
stretchy
request
waistband.
I don't know where
With up to
that
100%
sound's coming from. Where is that coming
fit.
from? My gosh, we're a mess here on a Monday.
These
This decided to play on its own. Look at dude, I'm
Any
being
new
cursed by like the
taxes
freaking like the evil leftist liberal spirits right now are cursing me.
This afternoon, Metro sent us a statement saying they are still trying to learn more about the county's request, saying in part, our top priority, everyone's top priority, needs to be helping people get housed and sheltered and maintaining our successes. Every night, thousands of Oregonians sleep in beds furnished through the SHS program. Governor Tina Kotek taking a far stronger tone in a statement this evening, saying in part, I learned about this ask less than 24 hours before the news dropped. I have outstanding questions and potential concerns about how the county decided to make cuts to homeless services in their general fund. She went on, I am not prepared to take a position on whether to send one more state dollar to Multnomah County unless and until my office and the legislature have clear answers. Whew.
And that could just be political theater where she's trying to seem like they're just going to send him money anyways and we're all going to be taxed to hell again. Who knows, right? Who knows? Who knows what these people are doing? I wanted to pull up some reactions. This guy, if there's anybody that knows, now I worked in downtown Portland for 6 years. I got to know the homeless. I worked in downtown Portland as loss prevention. So I actually like worked alongside, not by their, you know, they didn't want me to, but I caught shoplifters for a living for a few years in downtown Portland. That's what I did for a job. I worked for Whole Foods, Ross Dress for Less, worked for some Safeways down there, and I caught homeless people literally stealing every single day. I caught them stealing mainly alcohol. A lot of it was food. And I got to know them really well. I got to know how they think, and I got to know there's different kinds of homeless people. There's homeless people that actually like want to be homeless. That no matter what law you pass, no matter what you do, they just want to be homeless. They don't want to face the responsibility of having a life and paying bills. They like being homeless. That's why these laws that they passed in Oregon and in Portland, decriminalizing hard drugs and just making it so much like at one time allowing camping on parking, like allowing the homeless just to go wherever they wanted in parks and stuff. Like it just was a magnet for people outside of Portland. It was a magnet for the nation to say, Portland, hey, if you're homeless and you want to be homeless, come to Portland. We can, you're not going to get in trouble for drugs, and you can camp wherever you want and you can set up shop wherever you want. It's just like, have we forgotten about all of that? But if there's anybody that knows There's other homeless people that are just really homeless that are just trying to get back on their feet. That in my experience, that was a very small population. Most of them wanted to be homeless, and that's just the life they chose. But if there's anybody that knows about the homeless issue, it's Kevin Dahlgren. He is a homeless activist in Portland. And he's on the street almost every day, if not every day, talking to the homeless. Sometimes when the cold front hit, he was out there helping the homeless get to shelters. I mean, he does some really good work in Portland. And this guy says, he put out a tweet and a video that says Multnomah County Homeless Services announced yesterday that they have a $104 million budget shortfall. Here's one of the dozens of reasons why: they distribute thousands of tents, tarps yearly, wait a few days, post the camps, and have everything removed once.
So I'm about to explain to you the definition of insanity, okay? As you can see all around here, multiple tents, a good 50 of them. They all look pretty brand new. And they are brand new. The reason why is because they are handed out by the county and the city.
Wow.
What's crazy is what they also do is they post illegal notices regularly, which means this local government hands out tents and then a few days later removes the tents. Once the tents are removed, guess what they do? They give them more tents. And around and around and around we go. It's called whack-a-mole. It's big business, it's very profitable, but it's really just it's very disruptive, very inefficient. And so as you can see, just over 50 brand new tents.
Wow.
And it's about to get posted yet again. It's crazy.
Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. You see what we're dealing with? Do you see what we're dealing with in these blue states, guys, especially in states like Oregon, in Portland? Do you see our government, how literally crazy, bat-esque crazy they are and incompetent they are? I mean, that's insane. They give out all these free tents to these homeless, and then they just clear it, and then they give them free tents again and clear it. Like, what are we doing? All for what?
County and the city. Okay? As you can see all around here, multiple tents, a good 50 of them. They all look pretty brand new.
This is it, guys.
They are brand new. The reason why is because they are handed out by the county and the city. What's crazy is what they also do is they post illegal notices regularly, which means this local government hands out tents and then a few days later removes the tents. Once the tents are removed, guess what they do? They give them more tents. And around and around and around we go. It's
oh my God, dude, this is like what they're doing with our tax dollars is criminal. It is so criminal. This was Clackamas County Commissioner Ben West. He says, "Where is the money gone?" Everybody's asking that question. Multnomah County just announced that there's $104 million in the hole. That it is $104 million in the hole. $1 million in the hole. Holy cow, David, let's get it out. And now is asking Clackamas County taxpayers and taxpayers around the area and other counties and the state to bail them out. Homelessness would have already been solved if the money if money were the problem. And we're seeing from Kevin's video of one of the things that they do, it is absolute money is not the problem. It's not the problem. It's your guys' policies. It's your guys' policies like asking people for, or being a magnet for homelessness and drug addicts outside of Oregon to come into Portland to set up shop. I mean, it's a homeless haven because of your policies. And then you're giving out tents to these homeless people and then only to clear it, and then give them more tents only to clear it. For what? Oh my gosh. I think Lars Larson, one of the guys that I grew up listening to, watching, one of the main reasons why I got into politics, said it the best. He said the Multnomah County commissioners could not successfully manage a hot dog stand. In the last few years, the county was flush, so it spent gigantic sums of the so-called homeless problem, and spending only made the situation worse. Hundreds of millions of dollars are blown on a population of about 5,000. When Northwest cities hand out all of these freebies, is anyone surprised that homeless drug addicts from all over America flock to the region? He's absolutely right. Last year, Multnomah County spent $143 million, which works out almost $29,000 for every concrete camper. 2 years ago, the county had so much money that it claimed it could not figure out how to spend it all. The county spent millions giving away tents and tarps that clutter the urban landscape. Now the city of Portland is spending tens of millions to clean up that mess. The county claims it is short of cash and wants a bailout, $55 million from the state, as though the homeless problem as though the homeless problem grown by Multnomah County must be paid by Harney, Josephine, Clatsop, and 32 other counties hundreds of miles away. Hey, county commissioners, have you made this? You have made this mess. You clean it up, and when the price tag stuns your voters, they know what to do at the next election. Could not have said it better. Could not have said it better. So these guys that are managing this homeless problem, these leftist liberals, let's just call them for what it is. All right. Don't ever be afraid to call out. You know how many times I go to the gym, which is near Portland? My gym is just down the freeway from Portland, about 10 minutes down the freeway from Portland. Do you know how many Portland business guys I listen to in the sauna and talk throughout the gym about the Portland problem? And none of them, they're like all too afraid to say it. Like what the problem is. It's like, well, I guess if we have our business meeting and we bring this up about, like how to, put on more security officers on the sidewalks and more, more of those Portland's like, no, dude, don't be afraid to call it out. The leftist politician Democrats, radical Democrats have destroyed the city. It's destroying the state. They're destroying the state of Oregon. And they're taxing us all to hell because of their failures. This tweet by Lars Larson right here, I couldn't have said it better. This is what we're dealing with, guys. In states, blue states like Oregon. This is what we're dealing with in Portland, Oregon. This is what our state is dealing with. We're having to pick up the pieces from these failed politicians. And we wonder why half the state is trying to join Idaho. Because of people like this that is pulling the state down. Now they're wanting 55 million more from all of Oregon. Do you know how much money has been thrown into this? I mean, look at this. And as someone that has worked that has worked with the homeless, that has worked in downtown Portland, someone that has been a lifelong Oregonian, it's oh my gosh, man. There's so many things I want to say, but I don't want to get banned off YouTube. But it is so frustrating when you see these people constantly getting voted in every single election cycle. And it's like this incompetence of like throwing money at a problem, throwing money, less law and order, allowing homeless people to camp wherever they want in parks, whatever. And then you have groups like the ACLU who come through and they just threaten to sue everybody. That gets it. That tries to like the police that try to like enforce the law. I know this guy, and they're on my YouTube channel. There's a podcast. Maybe I should link it down in the description on YouTube. There's a podcast I had a podcast with a guy, his name's John Swikonic. And because this goes into okay, well, what's the answer then? The answer is stop letting these people do what they want. Start putting them in jail. Start putting them in prison if they need to, if they're repeat offenders. And you're going to hear Portland liberals say, well, jail is not the answer. Jail is not the answer. And law enforcement is not the answer. We got to love these people. We got to rehabilitate them. We got to help them recover. A lot of these people don't want to recover. A lot of these homeless people in America that are homeless in these blue cities like Portland, they don't want to recover. They don't want to, and they never will unless they're forced to. Unless it's like a kid that's just like, a young child that's just doing the wrong thing over and over and over again. They're never going to stop until they're corrected, until the hammer's down, and sitting there in their face going, please, you can keep doing that, young child. And oh, here's a sucker. And that's exactly what the leaders of Portland have been doing. The Democrat leaders of Oregon and in Portland and in Multnomah County have been doing. Here's a sucker. Oh, hard drugs decriminalized. Oh, let's pass a bill that allows camping anywhere. Oh, let's throw money. Let's keep throwing money at the problem. Let's keep giving them tents so that we can clear it out and give them more tents just for photo ops and to pat ourselves on the back. And dude, so this guy John Swikonic, he is a multimillionaire today. He owns a tree business and he has other investments. He used to be a homeless junkie, one of these homeless junkies in Portland. And he went from homeless junkie to multimillionaire. How did he do that? And this is my podcast was from 2 years ago with him. How did he do that? He attributes it to they threw my ass in jail and forced me to get sober. And when I got sober and went through all my withdrawals, I was able to reflect and think about who I really wanted to be in life. But that never would have happened unless I was forced to stop. Literally testimony. And I've heard that from so many people, so many homeless people that I'd run into that I would catch and apprehend in downtown Portland. which is, hey, they're going to let us do it. I'm going to keep doing it. They're going to, you know, there's going to be loose laws here. And I'm going to take advantage of that. We got to really figure out who we're voting for here, guys. Who we're when the next election comes up, and it's just like there's just some people that vote, that keep voting blue no matter who, that you're just not going to wake up. They could be taxed 98% one day, and they'll still vote blue. But there are some people we can wake up and get to wake up to this kind of stuff. If it's not to the DEI stuff that they're always going to vote for, and at least look at how your politicians are managing your money that you're being taxed. Anyways, like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me at David Medina PDX across all social media. Appreciate you joining me. We'll see you on the next one.